Let's call the meeting to order. First item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes from the December 16th, 2024 meeting and the April 7th, 2025 meeting.
Make a motion to waive the reading of the minutes and accept them as presented. Second.
Do you have any concerns, Ann?
I have concerns on the December 16th. Regarding the new business and the increase in the rate for pre-booked tea times for individuals. I don't believe I would have voted for it because, first of all, the women's organization has never been charged $5 or any fee for the league, and also we have some groups that have a pre-booked tea times. They work with you, Dan, like George Geekus, and you set aside so many tea times. However, they are not charged.
Correct. I didn't charge anybody last year.
Right.
Last year, the only ones we charged last year were the leagues. The
Leagues, right, correct.
This was an extension to get everybody to get pre-booked tea times going into this year.
Right. But I believe we had a discussion on that, and we were just going to go with the leagues and the charity tournaments.
What we got at the meeting when we sat down with Tom and Jeff was that we were going to extend it to everybody, and that's what we presented here during the meeting. And I think that's what was approved, and that's why I drew up those three forms after, took it out to everybody, and it was included in the email to include everybody.
This is discussing $20 for the year to have tea time, have a block tea time. That's correct.
The tea time and food stuff.
That was all. My understanding was voting the way you're saying, Dan, because I was saying that it's to allow people to book tea times in advance and book for the entire year. To charge $20 for the entire year is a minimal fee. And I don't get, I don't, like I said, everyone can do it. There needs to be a fee for that. It's a service.
My understanding was also Dan's, and we discussed that there are preferential tea times, and not only are there members getting preferential tea times over members, but there are non-members getting preferential tea times over members for 25 cents a week last week, and now it's $1 a week. So that was my rub, so I definitely voted in favor of anybody who blocks tea time pays for it, because they're not just blocking it for members, they're blocking it for non-members too, who are getting blocked tea times well in advance of their 5-day window, or their 4-day window.
Right, but I believe that, like George would call you and say, I need X amount of tea times.
Correct.
And you just put them aside.
that was last year. I mean, I still did that for all this year as well. So I have.
Right, but you never charged them.
Correct.
In the past.
Last year we did not charge the weekday morning people.
Right.
We
I
just
was going to start charging them this year. That was the proposal.
Yeah, I think that discussion.
I know it's still. That was my understanding.
Well, I guess my understanding, was that we would be charging for these, the pre-booked tea times on, like the one-offs, to have a few tea times put aside, that they would be charged $20.
Yeah, I think we went with everybody. I don't mean with one-offs.
Well, George calls you when he has, a few tea times.
Yeah.
And also we
That's
discussed.
every week though, right?
Oh, yeah, 100%. What George calls me to reduce what he does.
Well, the same with the women's
Correct.
organization.
Correct.
They've never been charged.
Correct. They're getting charged, and they've actually already paid this year.
Right.
I think she had that into her fee for
Mhm.
the ladies this year to cover that.
Right. Just getting not all the ladies and members, you get preferential tea times over members that are paying for.
But this has been done for like 60, 70 years.
Yeah.
Not that.
Doesn't make it right.
It's not the prevention, not tea times.
Right. not
The
to
ladies
block out.
always been played on Tuesdays, and they always played like at 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning,
So is that like?
forever.
Yeah, but which group of women is this? Is this like Jimmy Walker's group, that
The
group?
Women's Golf Association, the Gardner Women's Golf Association.
Yeah, it's on a Tuesday. I don't know. I think Mike used to create teams and stuff for them, maybe. I don't remember. That was a while ago, but yeah, my understanding of the whole conversation was
My understanding
anybody
is
that blocks I think the only restriction,
That was my understanding too, and, I mean, that was, yeah, like I said, that was the notes that I took. So, I mean, that's what, a lot of this stuff came from, this came from my notes and my recollection, so.
And my recollection was we weren't gonna do it for the, like the George Gateses and the ladies.
And then it came out in the summer.
Why would we just not do it for 2 people?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
totally illogical. Isn't that the point of
Well,
doing
there
it?
was, Dr.
This is
Faust,
Dr.
Drew, and there was someone else, I don't remember who.
Well, the reason the topic came up was we were having members complaining that they were having trouble getting tea times because there were so many groups, boom, 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 every day, and it was just increasing.
I'll getting, you know,
I
the
can't,
same tea time.
I essentially can't play from 8 to noon on Wednesdays because,
So it's
why?
kind of, it's
So
kind
they
of
said you gotta
similar,
pay.
They were just,
so it's kind of
They
similar
were
to what
down.
we did,
Yeah, they were.
like 6, 7 years ago, we tried that on a Saturday. We tried, selling the tea time,
Right,
so it's
right.
kind of similar to that. But that was my understanding.
It's not a big one. It's $1 for preferential treatment, $1 a week.
It's $1.
For this year. It was 25 cents a week, preferential treatment last year.
Takes a lot of money, like in 20 weeks.
Pretty reasonable.
okay.
So you ready to vote on minutes for the December 16th meeting? Have a motion?
We have a motion and a second. I made a motion to.
Wait,
Any
second.
second? No, we just had discussion.
I'll pass.
Any additional discussion?
No,
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? You're opposed?
I opposed.
So the minutes on April 7th, the only changes I want to make on those minutes is it should be 5-0 vote in favor.
I was told, I'm sorry.
Okay.
No, I saw that as well.
So we just
Learn something
make a
new every
motion
day.
to go. Those changes.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Anybody opposed? We had updated policies, did you send those out?
Thought everyone should have got them in their emails, were they sent out? Yes. So everyone should have got
I didn't know.
I didn't get to
I
my
didn't think I got them, I didn't see
Okay.
them. Maybe
I mean, it's something that's been sitting for a while, we can make sure they get out.
Right.
Again, and everyone can kind of go through them again, because we'll spend some time, all of them
Redo
probably
that.
haven't seen them either. And it'd be just nice to finally pass them through. Just kind of fell to the wayside.
So what do we table that?
We'll table
the
that,
next
yeah.
meeting, and then everybody has a chance to read them, and we can vote on it at that meeting. And then the other thing was correspondence from John Curran. I think everybody had it. If you read it, I will send them the minutes that we just approved.
Motion to place the communication on file.
Get a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? And I just put condition. Member comments, you have anything, Ann?
Just to build that, the signs look really nice on the.
Highway department guys.
Yeah, and you have club cleaners and some of them, is it? Oh,
We probably said
brushes.
those.
Huh, we did? Oh.
The part of threes, I think. You probably
And
got to
at the steps, number 2.
Yeah, Charlene Dover, she didn't collect, but a big group of people, I probably should have brought this up. After Algorithm passed, a bunch of people in his playing groups got together, raised some money, allocated to Charlene. Charlene asked us, Dr. Faust group specifically, a lot of the older guys, girls can't get up that little slope on 2, so Jeff Brin built that. So I did.
Just on number 8, those rocks, near the car path,
Yeah.
that might be a little dicey. Don't know, people getting out of the carts, just, those big rocks. I mean, it was just.
Yeah, no, you're right. I can top dress that, I can kind of do the same thing I did that Hall Road down to like the pump house on 11, top dress with loam and seed. So it still has that rigidity to it. It's got that big rip-rap rock, but then we can kind of fill it and top dress it with loam and seed. So it kind of gives you the illusion of a pad, something you can walk across. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And, I know we've discussed the ban, the coolers, and with all these signs, could we have a sign that's perhaps more prominent, like near the front, Firsters Tee? Isn't it like,
There's one on the fence right now, but, you know.
isn't there one like by a tree is blocking it?
That's on the white fence underneath that tree. Yeah, Nelson's checking in every time, and coolers.
Maybe it should be more prominent.
Maybe we can get one on the white fence facing the parking lot.
Yeah, I don't hate that.
You know,
Sure.
just
Where everybody parks and
We'll
hops.
we'll work on the wording of it.
Yep.
You could probably also put a sign next to where the carts are.
What about the other display thing in the cart? I mean, we don't
I
have to do
have
that.
something in there, and I
Okay.
believe it mentions no coolers.
Does it?
I'll have to reread it. It's been a while since I've had it there. Yeah, they're down the window now.
Oh, that's right.
Because those are punching bags,
They
and they do
are,
it all the time.
yeah, people try to buy mistake.
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, we can go about another sign of wording on it.
Yeah.
I think a good wording will probably get some attention.
Red letters.
Yeah.
No, the post looks great, and thank you.
Joy.
Appreciate it.
Good crew.
To see the lake is rising again, which is good news.
It's a good text.
Yeah,
It's
so
a good text.
I'm happy to see that.
Yeah.
But that's it, I'll have.
No, but it's not a-
The only question I have is, I think we talked about this a while back, about possibly looking into putting some cooling system into the restaurant, like a couple mini splits or something.
Yeah, Todd said he was gonna talk to Rob Wan.
Okay.
Yep.
I just want to mention that.
Yeah.
The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to write a letter to all the members about the no cooler policy and try to reference the state regulations when it comes to alcohol.
Outside alcohol.
I printed them out yesterday instead of reading them, so, you know, we really get stressed out because we could get in trouble if we don't. Somebody gets injured or something.
The golf is a game of honor. You know, we expect people to be honest with their scoring, we expect people to be honest with complying with the rules the golf course has. And so it needs some self-governance.
I do think it's, difficult when, guests come on the course and they're sort of loaded up with their alcohol.
Well, they
just
should be.
that. I know, they shouldn't be, but, reality.
Well, you have to realize
It's
that.
a tough, I told my staff, it's a tough discussion to have. We've got to make an effort, and if they get any kickback, it goes right to me.
Yep.
And I've talked to Chief McAdoo several times along the last few years, and we have the support of the police department.
Mhm.
So if it ever got to that point that I need to make a phone call, or my staff knows
Yep.
that if something's going sideways, never hesitate to bring someone in.
Yep.
Because that's one of my number ones, is how the staff are treated. So,
Yeah, 'cause it should be treated with respect.
yeah.
Anything else to come before the committee? Okay. Yeah. Motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Did we set another date?
Next
Did
meeting,
we?
No, wait a second.
I can't do the 16th.
Probably, in the month of June, we're gonna do two meetings anyways. So why don't we do, how about we do June 9th